Hey guys, Matthew here. So today I'll be bringing you a little bit of a sad video because we're gonna have to put an end to Project Mirror. Project BAM will honestly go down as a failure, unfortunately, and the reason for that is basically because the league is kind of dead. It seems like just the league is pretty dead right now. It's really hard to trade. Currencies are just crashing super hard. Nothing is really worth anything anymore. And that's not that big of a problem because as you can see, yesterday update I had 50x and now I have 58. And I still have some stuff I haven't sold, so in reality, if I was to sell everything in my two tabs, I'm at about 63 to 64 Exalt in Project BAM, which is pretty good considering, you know, it's a level 61 zone and I was in there for basically 6 days. So I've made more on average than 10 Exalt per day, which is pretty damn insane considering, you know, it's, like I said, a level 61 zone. And I'm not quitting the project because I'm insanely, you know, just burnt out or anything like that. It's not just like, sure, I'm kind of annoyed by the layout, but I'm nowhere near burnt out. It's nothing like that. The reason why I have to put a stop to Project BAM is just because mirrors are way more expensive than they were when I started. The problem right now, like I said, is the league is pretty much dying, and it's dying quickly. And what that means, unfortunately, is that mirrors go up in price. How it works basically, as a league is very alive, people are flipping items, and some people are rich enough to flip mirrors. Like, see, this guy has 6 mirrors. So some people flip mirrors because mirror flips give you multiple exalts per flip. Like, seriously, look at that. If you have a mirror, you have a mirror and you want some exalts, this dude's gonna pay like 116, right? And most people are gonna pay less than that, like 115, 112, whatever. While, you know, if you have some exalts and you'd like a mirror, you know, it's 119. So you can make multiple exalts per flip when you're flipping mirrors, which is pretty damn profitable. But the problem is when the league dies, is people start just holding on to their currency for dear life. And the reason for that is most people who have mirrors are standard warriors. So basically they're just trying to hoard as many mirrors as they can to standard so they can buy, you know, insane gear over there, or maybe craft, or, you know, buy some alternate art items and that kind of thing that are just super expensive and that require a ton of currency. While people like me and most of us honestly are temp league, you know, riders. So what we do is we play temp leagues until we're pretty much burnt out, and then we stop playing the game until the next league. And when that happens and the league dies, which is kind of happening right now, at least is how I feel, with how slow trading is going and stuff, what happens at that point is mirrors and things that are worth a lot, that are super rare, go up in price by a ton because people know that they don't want to sell them anymore because there's going to be a very limited amount in the market from now on. Because there's less people playing, which means there's less, you know, mirrors dropping. While when the league is super alive and stuff, there's more mirrors dropping, so there's more in the market, which means they don't have to inflate so much in price. Because right now, if I was to keep doing the project, I'm pretty sure they're going to keep going up in price. And, you know, I had in mind 100 to 105 exalts already. I'd have to farm like another 20, which probably would be another 2 days in there, or maybe even another like 30 or 40 exalts, which would make the project like way longer and just way more painful. So I think instead I'm just gonna quit it here. Call me a quitter if you want. I mean, it was fun. I did my best, and next time I'll probably do a project like that way earlier in the league, and I can probably get a mirror in like a few days, honestly, because early in the league it's so live, there's so much trading, things are worth so much more, and mirrors are worth so much less. So I'll probably be doing that next league and show you guys how easy it is to get a mirror very early in a league. That being said, though, there is a few things I want to go over. Because some people were asking me some actual calculations of, you know, time invested versus returns in Blood Aqueducts. So this was basically after my first session of mapping today. As you saw, if you watched yesterday's update, I was at 50 exalts, a little bit of chaos, and some jewelers or something. What I did today when I got on, I basically took out every single currency from all of this, everything in here, that's currency, I took out and put in my actual stash tab as just a net loss. I didn't give myself back anything for those. I just put them out. to start off with nothing but just Exalts in the tab, and like these, because I don't actually pick those up. So what I did is I did my first mapping session, which lasted 2 hours and 20 minutes, and what we got is all this. This we got in 2 hours and 20 minutes. So this is basically the times. I actually put timestamps on the exact minute where I did things. So I started mapping after work at like 1:50 p.m. Stopped at 3:23. Started back like 3 minutes later. Just took a little break to get us something to eat for like 30 minutes, and then or 40 minutes, and then started again after a 25-minute break to actually eat for 20 minutes, and then I stopped mapping for my first session of the day, and I did some stuff, and then I came back later and did more. So all that, the first session amounted to be 285.5 chaos at the given rates during the filming of the video. And, oh, oops, yeah, 285.5 chaos. And as you can see, total in minutes was 140 minutes, which is 2 hours and 20 minutes for all this 285 chaos, which amounts to be basically with the unsold drops, because there is things that I got that I didn't sell, like I got a jewel worth almost 1 exalt, some gold worms, other things that I didn't sell that doesn't count in this 285, so I wrote plus unsold drops. I made 3.57 exalts in 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is basically a 1.53 exalt per hour plus unsold drops, which is actually very, very, very good. If I was to take 1.53 exalt per hour, right, and then we go to buy a mirror, let's just pull out a calculator. Let's just go and buy one for like 125 exalt. So 125 divided by what do we say? 1.53. 1.53. So it would take you 80 hours, or 82 hours, let's just say, of Blood Aqueducts to buy yourself a mirror, which is, I mean, let's just say in 14 days, yeah, that's a lot of playtime. It's like 6 hours a day. But basically, in just terms of raw currency, and that doesn't count anything else, so it would actually be a lot less, like it would be nowhere near this long in reality. But you could farm a mirror in Blood Aqueducts at current prices probably like once every 2 weeks, which is pretty damn insane considering some people think that they'll never get a mirror in their entire life no matter how much they play. Just spend like 2 weeks with like 3 to 4 hours in Blood Aqueducts and you can buy yourself a mirror just from currency drops. And I'm not kidding, like it's there. That obviously this is a pretty small sample size, but the thing is, that's pretty much the numbers I've been getting ever since I've been in Blood Aqueducts. And if I would look at the time I've spent in there, pretty much overall, versus the amount of currency I've made, it basically fits. So I've made, you know, 58 exalts, but in reality, I've probably made just from raw currency probably about 45, divided by like 1.5. So 30 hours in Blood Aqueducts in 6 days. 5 hours a day. That's basically what I was telling people in the comments, about 5 hours a day on average. Obviously not every day is 5 hours, but on average 5 hours of actual like, mapping a day. So the numbers basically add up to everything I've been saying from the start. So just in raw currency. The rest obviously comes from luckier drops and stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm gonna end the video here, basically just saying that we're gonna be giving up on Project BAM, which kind of sucks because it was pretty fun. But so long as like currencies keep dying in worth and mirrors keep upping in price, I'm just never gonna reach that goal, and I'm just gonna burn myself out. And I still have many projects I want to do this league. About that, I want to go over basically. Very quickly with the next project. So the next project is going to be Valling Headhunters. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to farm Headhunters and Burial Chambers, as always, and use everything that every return from our Burial Chambers is going to go back into buying more Headhunters until we get one with a double corruption. 2 implicits is what I'm trying to say. And I don't care what the 2 implicits are, and I don't care how many I have to brick, but I'm going to be farming Blood Aqueducts, or sorry, not Blood Aqueducts. I'm going to be farming Burial Chambers until I get a Headhunter with 2 implicits. And what's pretty nice about this compared to, you know, the Blood Aqueducts project is it doesn't really matter the price of actual currencies or the worth of anything, because most of it is just going to be doctor cards and also just basically solo self-found more of a project, more solo self-found than, for example, this. My entire project was based on the fact that Exalts were a certain price, and then when the price dropped and all the other currency dropped by like a large margin, it kind of sucks. And now it was pretty decent because everything was pretty like stable, just dropping but all together, so it remained pretty much the same. But now with mirrors going up in like 20x, it's just not feasible, and I'm not interested in continuing to do so. That being said, we did sell a few things, so we're not that broke. So we're gonna maybe be buying headhunters to start off, maybe 2, and then the one I have, because I don't expect to get like a double corruption before I probably val like 4, 5, 6. So if I have like a couple at least to start off, that'd be pretty good. So anyways, that's gonna be Matthew signing out. Hopefully you enjoyed Project BAM. In reality, what we did is we didn't, farm an entire mirror in Blood Aqueducts, but we did farm an entire headhunter in 6 days, which is pretty respectable in my opinion, anyways. So, yeah, be sure to check out for the newer project that's going to be starting probably tomorrow, whenever I get back into the good old burial chambers, and see if there's any difference in terms of drop with my few new pieces of quantity gear and stuff. It's actually mostly just the String of Servitude, but and the Divination Disc. I didn't have that before, so we'll see how that works. In terms of documenting, I'm going to be documenting that project way more. I'm going to be using MapWatch to actually know exactly how many burial chambers I am running per day, how many doctors I am getting, how many maps, basically what the average in terms of maps are versus what my flat quantity is. And we're going to try to get somewhat of an actual decent average of how many doctors can you expect with no quantity gear, with like semi good quantity gear, like for example 60%, or like some really high quantity gear for like 125 or 130, which is what I'm sitting at currently. Let's see, 190, and then 109 plus my Wind Ripper, so 124 is my current quantity, which is pretty damn insane. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for the video. I'm very sorry for the people who were actually hoping to see a mirror in the tab, but in reality I probably would have never used it, and it would just like rotted in standard, which is not exactly great in itself. So I'm not too worried about it. Hopefully you guys aren't too worried about it, and hopefully you guys are pretty hyped up for the next projects, which are actually going to have a goal that is like interesting. Valing some headhunters is always pretty damn fun. So hopefully not too many of them brick. I want to finish it someday and not have to quit that one as well. But yeah, that's going to be it. That's enough rambling. And once again, very sorry to all the people who were like super hyped up for the project. I think we still did fine. And or maybe I'm just saying that to feel better. But sometimes in life leagues die and you have to move on to something different. So thanks for watching, and I'll be sure to catch you guys in the next one.